Hello?
What's up, girl? What happened after Tony dumped you?
Girl, I'm over it. I went from heartbreak to hate.
Oi, Joy.
Hi, Bob.
Oh, what's that all about? What's the sad face for?
It's just that you hurt my feelings, and it doesn't feel like a safe space to express all that I'm going through emotionally.
Well, we all know I don't apologize, so I'm a vocalist, y'all. What did it hurt your feelings about now?
It didn't
Fuck.
fucking hurt my feelings. Fuck, I've learned a lesson by now.
There should be no feelings brought into this apartment.
This many years in, you do not hurt my feelings. So
You're just like, it's his mental issues. It's not mine. You've taken my problems to therapy. They've said that it's just him. He's not projecting himself onto you. It's just the way that he treats people. It's not about you. It's all him. I just solved everyone's life's problems.
you did? Okay, good.
Yeah, it's not you. It's him. So this is another week in our podcast. We have podcasts. Did you know?
I did know.
Oh, cool. We got a new logo.
We have a shiny new logo.
That is so sparkly. Thank you to Bob who made that.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like sometimes if you would just wait for it.
You would have said it?
Yeah, like the accolades.
No.
The accolades are coming. They're never enough. Like, we do need to take a moment and discuss that.
Okay, go right ahead.
That's one thing this many years in it's still kind of every once in a while it's like, I always point out when you do shit that's amazing.
Uh-huh.
But I feel that sometimes it's not enough for you. Meanwhile, when the tables are reversed, okay, you with the accolades, not like you're showering anybody. It's like a sprinkle at best. Sprinkle.
It's like one of those rain showers when the sun's still out.
It's not even that intense.
Okay, well.
It's like you're walking past the tail end of a sprinkler at a lawn.
What are accolades anyway, right? It's just the tip. It's not even worth the whole thing.
Going back to our logo.
Yeah.
It is shiny and new.
Yeah.
I enjoy the new color play.
Yeah.
Muchly.
I mean, inspirations abound. We'll get new headphones in the studio.
Yes.
So.
We're all colorful.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to ramp things up in this next new year of the podcast.
Yeah. New year, new me.
Giving the people more.
Yeah.
More of what they want, which is us.
And a name on our logo because we just had a heart with a lightning bolt going through it. And some people just didn't get it, so they want to read it. They want to be able to read it. I've read that.
Okay.
So people want to see what it is from the tiniest little microscopic logo possible. So now it says from heartbreak to hate.
Ta-da.
Right on everything. And we're getting tattoos next week. No.
Oh.
So anything else new going on with you?
Not in particular.
How's your vagina?
It's feeling fully paired
Oh, good.
as opposed to impaired.
Impaired, yes. So this is the week after, right? So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So fully paired once again.
nice.
Life is good.
Yeah.
The anger monsters are gone for the most part.
Well, the ones that come with your period.
Right.
The other ones,
Right.
the other demons have not been
Those demons are never exercised.
exorcised.
But yes. I mean, so I would love to get your perspective this many years in.
Yeah.
When I get into your car and announce to you.
That I already know, but yeah.
Right. He's got a secret calendar and he's like,
I have one of those apps
He's like,
and keep track of all my friends' menses. Yeah.
He's like, I better have a plan for some kind of chocolate or ice cream or something.
Or chicken.
Right.
Because last week it was
fried.
chicken. We went on an excursion to
we
get fried
did.
chicken.
We did. Listen.
And
When the demon speaks,
Do you want to tell the people what happened at the fried chicken place?
What happened? Yes!
Besides the fact that you talked the woman into getting a deal.
Well, listen, but wasn't that amazing?
That was a good
We're going to
deal.
get to the other thing, but we have to
Okay.
talk about it for a quick second.
Yeah.
Because I'm at that age where, and she was kind of at that age. It's like,
So past that age.
she's past that age. Listen, I was being nice.
Right.
But that age where you're like, I don't give a fuck. I'll say what the fuck I want. I'm about to spend my money. I'm about to do all my things. And I was just like, in all honesty, sorry, I was clapping. So I'm sure
Yeah.
people are going to hear that.
Yeah, it's okay.
I usually try and keep, but listen,
Fried
you got
chicken
me
gets
in-
her hyped.
It gives me hyped. Anyways, I was like, yeah, because they didn't really have a lot of chicken. But anyways, I was just really talking to her and like, listen, girl, I need you to tell me the real.
Right.
What can we really do? What can we make happen?
Oh, how long is the fresh chicken going to take?
You know, because we don't got all day.
And they gave
I'm
us,
in a
what, 12
mood.
minutes?
It
12
was like
minutes?
12 minutes. It was like, don't have 12 minutes. I was going to try and do the nice thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bob likes it when I behave in public. So I usually try to accommodate that.
She's not really nice to people.
I am nicer than I used to be, for sure. And if you do not give me credit for that, I'm going to come over
Accolades,
and choke the
accolades,
shit out
accolades.
of
Can I just say accolades?
you
And
know
then
what? Fuck you. We should get, that's a fun drinking game. Listen to every podcast and count the number of times. I think every podcast I usually end up saying fuck you at some point.
Oh, I thought you were going to say every time I'd give you accolades, I'm like, they would never drink. It would just be the worst drinking game ever.
It would be like the sober game.
Yeah, just listen to the podcast and to the point where I get joy to say fuck you.
Yeah, and then you're
And then you have to drink for the rest of the episode. So if it's like the 20-minute mark, she drinks, she only got to drink for 9 more minutes. But now we're at like the 7 minutes, so you have to drink straight for another 12,
Yeah.
13 minutes.
But at the chicken place, the lady was hooking us up.
Mm-hmm.
She came up with my good deal.
Yeah,
2
it
pieces,
was good.
2 breasts or whatever for $5.49. Getting my life together. Go team. And we discovered the person who they had blamed the chicken delay on.
Chicken delay, yeah. She kept saying,
Stands up, look,
it's his fault back there.
Couldn't see him at first. He was leaned over. Look, and lo and behold, my first love is in the store, working the chicken.
Working the chicken.
Fucking the chicken up.
Fucking it up.
No, bless his heart. It was kind of crazy because I haven't seen him in a lot of years.
Yeah, it wasn't awkward at all, but it was kind of like, it was just one of those weird things.
Yeah, because it was like a cool weird. Like, I hope that came across it. I was like genuinely excited to see him because it's been enough years.
And the woman loved
was
it.
young.
She loved the fact that you knew the guy.
Oh yeah, and then I would not do the quiet thing.
Yeah.
Because you could tell he kind of went. He was like, "Oh hey, yeah, it's good to see you."
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God, since when have you been home?" And he was like, finally gave up, and he was like, "I guess I'm gonna have to come to the counter." Like, yeah,
Right.
that's what's happening. That's what we're doing.
Right, we're gonna talk. You're gonna
talk.
acknowledge my existence.
You know what I mean? Like, it was a bunch of other black people working back there. Like, they don't care. So you should bring your ass on up here and say hi.
Right.
You.
Your chicken's already cooking. We know that you ain't gotta do nothing for 11 more
Right,
minutes.
Exactly. Hugs and kisses, Lovejoy Brownridge. So, anyways. Yeah. So that was kind of crazy, but fun.
Fun.
So fun.
Interesting. I mean, it's one of those things that happens in life. It's those, like, things.
Yeah. Just took me back to when I was young and innocent. I just started thinking, oh man, I was so young. Because I remember I was telling you, not that you didn't know, but I was like recapping all of the things that I got away with.
Yeah.
And knowing my parents, like, how the fuck did I get away with that shit? I don't know. But anyways, it happened. I'm sure my dad threatened him at some point.
And the funny thing was that we weren't even going to go to that chicken place.
We were not. I was thinking on campus. And we were like, I think they also do it over here.
Yeah.
Off of Duncan. And so we're like, all right. And lo and behold.
Chicken.
Planets aligned.
And love. Love and chicken.
Love and chicken.
It's got to be a show on VH1.
I was just going to say, on Bravo. Let's
Bravo,
be honest.
yeah. Maybe BET, if it's an all-black cast. I don't know. Does BET do shows like that?
They do. I can't remember which show does the one that really is about a fried. It's like a chicken and waffle place. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, the one in California. Is that the chicken and waffles?
No, they're in New York.
Oh.
And he went, like, the whole thing was the guy wanted a Michelin star and all this ridiculous.
Okay.
I can't remember if it's a VH1 or a BET thing.
They're all owned probably by Viacom.
Probably.
Hey, Viacom, if you'd like to sponsor our podcast, We would love to have our own television show.
That's
and
another
network.
fun drinking show.
And network.
That's another fun drinking game is how long into each podcast will Bob shamelessly ask somebody to plug us or to support us who never will.
You don't know that.
I know that.
Jesus doesn't even know.
Okay. Now, was there something else you needed to tell me?
Well, there was a not fun incident
Okay.
that happened to me last Sunday. So I was at a McDonald's.
I saw something about. Go ahead.
Okay, so did you see what I posted?
I saw a little bit of it. Yeah, I saw a little bit of a thing about it.
So I went into McDonald's. I got my order because I use the if you fuck it up, it's your fault
Self-order. Yeah.
self-order thing because I feel that that's probably a big lift off a bunch of people's backs at McDonald's because people probably like, oh, I forgot to ask for this without onions. So they're gonna go back up on the counter and be like, I asked for this without onions.
Right.
You know that there's a big population of people that do that shit,
yeah.
or get really mad about the sauce missing. Just to say, ever since they got these little machines, I've never had a problem with my sauce. Just saying that. Anyway, even though I'm gonna stop going to those places anyway. So, the gentleman behind the counter working the cashier there, was helping people as well because it was kind of busy. So this man comes up and he is like, the young man's taking an order. This is an older white man giving his order, and I didn't explain it into detail on Facebook because it was not enough. But there were two women, and each woman had like 3 small children under the age of 5. Okay. So they were all kid talking and like touching things and all next to this man who's at the counter getting waited on. And the young man says, "I'm sorry, I'm not fast enough." And the guy, because you could tell the guy was really actually pissed, the guy giving his order. And the young man says, "I'm sorry, I'm not fast enough. I can tell that you're agitated." Oh. And I don't know if he was meaning agitated at him or agitated at the children or whatever was going on. But the man erupted into like just screaming at the young man. Young man is autistic. Mm-hmm. And so he immediately shuts down. Right. And like, kind of raising his shoulders, holding his head down, backing away from the situation, completely uncomfortable with what's going on. Another employee like rushes up and like just asks what's happening to the young man and to the older man, and then tells the young man to go take a break. And so he just like walks away, and the guy just continues to scream about that. And the woman, the cashier, she didn't say anything. She just started like, let me help you whatever I need to do. So she like helps him. So he wanted to talk to the manager. So the manager comes up, and the manager is like, what's the problem? Blah, 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 blah. First of all, she says, why is the boy, she says his name, is he upset? And the cashier like pointed in his direction, which was also my direction. So then I got like, the woman was like looking to see which person was the problem or what was going on. And so then he immediately starts going into it, and I'm standing right behind him. And she didn't apologize, and she was just like, well, he's autistic. And he was like, well, blah, 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 blah. Like, he said that I was agitated, and just like, and it's not for him. It's not for him to say, blah, blah, blah. And just like getting angry. And she was just like, we'll get your order done as soon as possible. And he just kept going on. And she was like, well, he's autistic. Like, no, I'm not. She's not apologizing for it. She was not saying, oh, I'm sorry, sir, blah, 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 blah. And I thought that was amazing. And then he just said, well, my nephew's autistic, so I understand. And I was just like, what? Like, right. No, you don't, obviously. And so then he was like, well, I want to talk to him. Bring him back out here. I'm like, you don't fucking need to talk to him. That's what I said out loud. And then at that time, one of the women that had the children, she just like runs up to him and just fucking lays into his ass. And she was just like, I'm sorry, but just like listing everything about the situation, even bringing her kids into it, just the way he was acting in public and the way he was treating someone. And like she said, you have a nephew who's autistic. You should be. And he was like, well, I didn't know. And she's like, well, maybe you should know since you have a nephew who's autistic. Just like, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was all like 2 minutes long.
And one thing I need to point out from that, from him saying, you know, that the young man pointed out that he was agitated and him being upset, like he shouldn't have said that. I'm like, I'm sorry that he was too honest for you.
Right.
Like, to me, that's an amazing thing.
Well, that's the thing is he was admitting that, you know, he was slower because he said that too. You know, he's slow at doing his job. So, and maybe he's new. I don't know. No one knows that. But just the fact that this guy is just completely oblivious to anything except for his needs. And then, yeah, I just thought it was great.
But you get what I'm saying. Like, I love the piece of calling out the truth. You know that I'm in a truth phase of life.
Well, that's the thing too. That's a characteristic of autism, like especially those that
Which
are
I
verbal.
think is an amazing one.
Is that they just tell the truth of the
truth. They don't have to color it up, pretty it up, or lie about it.
And that's a beautiful thing in autism, to just have this truth about you. And so like he was agitated,
legitimately.
And so I had a moment where I wanted to kick this man's ass. So I sat in the parking lot and I waited for him.
Oh wow.
And I didn't, huh?
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. Because when I saw him come out with his bags of food and headed towards his very large truck in the parking lot,
of course,
he was shaken. He was visibly shaken.
Good.
So I don't know what happened after I left, but he was shaking and apologizing when I was still in there to anybody that would listen to his shit.
Yeah.
But me and the woman that told him off, we just kept like rolling our eyes at each other, just like she was there. And whenever she walked up to him, I kind of just like looked at her like, if you need me, I got you. But she didn't obviously need me. But it was just nice to see like a group of people and like the staff there being very supportive of him and not different times, because 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Somebody would have said, not even 20 years ago, 5 years ago, somebody would have put it all on the young man, apologized to him, apologized, you know, to the fact where he felt more entitled to be able to do this in the future. And this is probably what's happened with his life. Old white-haired man. And when I say old, he's probably like maybe 10 years older than me. They get to that point where everybody's told them they're right, and the customer's always right, and the customer's not always right, as we have talked about before.
It's true.
So that was my fun story. It was so much fun, wasn't it?
No. I'm sure it like kind of solidifies your new initiative. What's the word that I really want? Your new resolution
change.
To give your dollars to local places.
Yeah. And I think that's I mean, it's not going to be an ongoing theme in our podcast for sure. We're not going to bring it up every episode.
No, but Melissa said it's relative, so I mentioned that.
It's just last week's episode we talked about it, and this week we're talking about it too. So I just wanted to put it out there that we're not going to continue to talk about it because I'm not being preachy about it. It's just what I want to say.
Oh my God.
Spend your money how you want to spend your money.
I didn't say anybody else had to.
Ooh, the attitude.
It's because sometimes I feel that you try to curtail what I say.
I don't know what curtail means.
I don't appreciate it.
Is that like when you turn the page over?
Anyways, what else do you got?
I just talked for like 15 minutes straight. What do you got?
I got strange noises and stuff happening in your apartment is what I have.
We have had
studio.
a lot of weirdness today.
Yes.
Like noises. Creatures.
I leave you for one weekend, and then I come back, and it's just mayhem.
You know, I was reading some witchcraft stuff aloud last week.
So you just randomly invoking shit, and you didn't think that was the kind of thing you should mention?
I was just like talking to somebody about stuff, and things you do after sex, witchcraft.
It's come up a lot lately. I feel like you're about to re-enter.
I am
Yeah.
really.
Okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going that way.
I got out my little old witchcraft journal of things that I had, spells that I had come across in books and stuff like that. Come across, not across, because crossed is not right. And so I was reading some of the things that I had written down, and it was just like, oh yeah, this. Kind of remember like having fun of going through like old, witch, pagan, different types of books from different places, and just like putting them all together into things that I liked into a little journal. So
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want to get into that again because now, at 30 years later, the amount of information available is
so
much more significant than what it was then.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I had to rely on books that I had to buy.
That you had to find first.
Find a witchcraft shop, buy a book. Yeah. Barnes and Noble had some books for a while, but I think they stopped carrying them. Yeah. So that's expensive.
Yeah, it is. Now you can just find a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody's blog.
I was looking at some stuff the other day, and it was like written in old English when like the F's and the S's were basically the same letter, and
nice.
So, and words that we stopped using.
So do you have any major works that you want to do, like in the forefront of your mind? Like, I want to do this first, or?
You mean as far as spells and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. A popularity spell, maybe.
Oh my God! Now it's Teen Witch over here.
Oh God, yeah, that movie.
I figured you'd love it.
Well, I wouldn't be a teen witch though.
No.
Well,
Do they have like a 40s witch?
Or a midlife crisis witch?
No, we don't have to call it that. We should workshop the name. We should come up with it.
Come up with
we'll
the
get
term.
back to the people.
Yes, workshop that. Get a team on it. Get the whole From Heartbreak to Hate team involved. Do some little more research.
Yeah.
Get the interns in here.
Ooh, good. Yes.
And get them all around it. Yeah.
The interns.
I'm sure Sarah has some good ideas. Just get her in here.
Okay. Yeah.
And give her the topic. So we have a couple interns here at From Heartbreak to Hate. Unpaid, obviously.
Clearly. I can't.
Mojo's an intern.
I was gonna say Mojo is the intern.
And he doesn't do shit. He doesn't do shit. He does stuff for food and he does stuff for the door to go outside, but that's all he does.
He's not even an avid listener.
I think we could probably get some interns though.
I mean, we could.
I really like being mean to the interns at work. So, and they love it. They love my meanness. So it's refreshing.
That's because they don't take it seriously.
Well, that's what they tell me after they cry. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you got going on? No fried chicken dick?
No fried chicken dick. No. Haven't reached out. So I don't know anything about that.
Right.
Just trying to stay alive in these hot times. Really contemplating what it's going to be like when I actually go through the change of life. I always jokingly say that I am now, but...
A woman at work told me, because she's constantly cold, she has to have like a space heater year round and like covers up and stuff, that the only hot flash she ever had in her life, she knew she had one, because that was the only moment that she was never cold in her life.
Shut up.
So she said,
wow.
So she's driving down the road and she's like, I'm hot. I'm rolling the window down. I'm hot. What's going on? I'm hot. Oh, now I know what's happening. And so it's never happened again.
Well, listen, I would like to order what she had and just have
Just
one
become a colder
flash.
person.
I wish. Because that I'm always fucking hot.
Yeah, and you know that I'm always like 70-degree temperature.
Yeah. I was telling you my ideal temperature range is pretty much at this point from like 47 to 67. So, bring it.
Oh. So yeah, so you just do it good with hot flashes if it's in the fall. You know when it's going to happen.
It's going to be in the dead of summer.
It's going to be the dog days
of summer when it's like fucking heat index
of 125.
And I won't be able to go to work because I'll have to be in my fucking apartment.
Right.
I'm sure I'm still living in a goddamn apartment at that point. And I'll have to crank the motherfucking air down to 65, get one of those portable air things, bring that in.
And then your cats, you're not going to cuddle with them because they're too warm.
No, fuck them. They're going to be in a corner of the closet somewhere. Like, this bitch is ridiculous. We have fur coats, and we can't.
Yeah. So, have you set a date for that yet? The change?
If you could order it, I would love to set a date.
That's something that I think I should go back in time, become a biologist of some sorts, and invent some kind of shot that just puts women when they're ready.
Or if you're going to do all that, just come up with a shot that allows you to skip it.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Women are here to be tortured by God's gifts.
You know what?
So I don't want to take away anything that God had planned.
Yeah, I hate your face. I hate this ridiculous shit that you say. That isn't even connected in any way to anything you remotely believe.
The funny thing is, I don't have really any internal dialogue. It's just like it just all
comes.
It's all
out of
sitting
nowhere.
there in like little bitty pods in the back of my mouth, like some kind of disease stuff ready to pop out.
Wow.
It's very graphic.
That was graphic. It was very vivid. Thank you for that.
Mucus pops. Yeah.
Wow. It just gets worse. When I think it's going to get better,
Maybe it's
worse.
more venom.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
a venom.
I got you.
Okay.
Wow. So, the reason I don't have many other things to discuss is because, I've been kind of on a hiatus.
Oh.
Life and people.
Vaginal hiatus?
No. Listen, you're obsessed with my vagina. We have to talk about that at some point.
No, it's fine. It's easy.
But,
not that you are.
You see, I was struggling to just let it go and move past.
I know.
But no, I've been on a hiatus from people. Most everybody's fired right now. So, yeah, we didn't even see each other last weekend.
No.
Which was good.
I saw somebody, but he
in
told me
my
not to talk about him on the podcast.
Okay. And then there you just did.
I know.
You didn't name any names.
I didn't name names at all.
That's good for you.
No.
So, yeah. So I'm just trying to jumpstart my caringness and my giving a fuckedness about people and their bullshit. And when that happens, I'll let you know.
Well, there's a season for that. It's called Christmas. That's the only time of year you actually have to care for other people.
Okay, good.
It's in the books. It's given to us by the government as a day off.
Yes.
No post office. Any day that the post office is not working is a day that you can care.
Oh, okay. I like
Postal
that.
holidays.
Postal holidays. I can work with that.
So when's coming up? So you have Labor Day.
I know. That's coming up soon. But I have a month to prepare.
Yeah.
So maybe I can recharge in that amount of time.
So what else is coming up? Hey, Finstock
is coming
up this week.
Yes. Fuck. It's not this week. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. I see what you did there. Nah. Yes. I get distracted. But yes. And hopefully it won't be an insane heat index flashness.
No, hopefully not.
Because I was trying to catch the evening portions of it or the shade portions of it.
Joy and I are not sun.
We're not children of the sun. No. And somebody already suggested that you get an umbrella to carry, which I laughed internally because I've already discussed this, and I know you think it's the worst thing ever when women have that fucking umbrella that's really for rain, but they use it for the sun.
Yes.
And for that reason, I would like to get one. Just ridiculously oversized for no. But anyways, Svenstock. We're excited.
Check it out.
Please do, kids.
Yeah, because it's got a great lineup of music and it's for a good cause. So.
And there's pancakes.
And there's pancakes the next day.
Yeah.
So, and if you have no idea what we're talking about, check the Sven episode of the podcast.
Yes. Get on that. Like, if you don't know what we're talking about, then you're not a dedicated listener, and we need you to get your shit together.
Right. If your shit's not together, welcome to our family. We embrace you with open arms for those who don't have their shit together.
That could be a great motto for us. Like,
for the people who don't have their shit together.
Yeah, if you don't have your shit together, welcome to our family.
I would wager that the shit together people are a minority in the world. Americans aren't raised to have their shit together.
I think we're raised with the idea, but in actual application is where we struggle.
Right. It's like the job you've always wanted, the house you've always wanted, the person you've always wanted to be with. They're illusions.
And remember that to be beautiful and natural is the birthright of every woman. And I wish you all loads and loads of loveliness and good luck.